pastry teacher inspires many disadvantaged students to find passion in baking. To Malaysia, volunteers conquer physical challenges to help people in need. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Maggie Tsai. Thank you for joining us. In our series of report about special teachers today, we will meet teachers who train students in professional skills. When many disadvantaged young people feel lost in life, some of them find their passion in learning to bake. Let's see how this pastry teacher changed their lives.
The teacher taught me to be patient.
The teacher taught me to persevere.
The teacher taught me to persist.
The teacher these baking students are referring to is this.
He can become our teacher. The doll has life. If we harbor respect and do the work, we can make sure that the bread we make will make us feel blessed.
So 你要把你的那个做法固定下来。
19-year-old Tzu Chi's parents were seldom around when she was young, as they have to work to support the family. Therefore, she is shy and has low self-esteem. When she started to learn baking 2 years ago, she found the direction of her life.
I'm not a confident person. Before I joined the baking class, I did not have a sense of direction in life. However, after joining the baking class, I find my passion and interest in this profession.
After coming to work at the bakery, Zhen has found that the dough in her hands can become strength that supports her family.
I can bring my professional skills home and use it to help support my family. In fact, I feel quite relieved.
Helping these children learn professional skills is better than forcing them to learn math or English. We work with 4 to 5 charity organizations to provide these children with baking training. We help the children find their own values.
The organization helps provide baking training and job opportunities for these underprivileged young people. From 2017 till now, they have helped 124 young people find jobs in baking and pastry field. Since these young people had to overcome many challenges, most members of the public support them.
It provides learning opportunities for these children. Therefore, I come here to support them, hoping they will work even harder.
Buying things here, I can help these disadvantaged children. I am also encouraging these young people.
These young people have learned to be patient and persistent under the guidance of their baking instructor. Making a variety of bread, they are living a more fulfilling life.
Following the 9/21 earthquake, the Tzu Chi Foundation launched an 18-month activity to care for affected students to overcome the sadness of that moment. Looking back 20 years ago, the love has always been there.
Dongshi Middle School has a beautiful grass field, and nearly each brick was rebuilt after the disaster.
感谢慈济大爱师兄师姐的付出，给东市带来温暖和希望。
A note 20 years ago was taken, photographed by a Tzu Chi Teacher Association member. And 20 years later, the Tzu Chi volunteers in Dongshi found the person who wrote this note. She's a retired Chinese teacher.
像家政课或其他课程。慈济在第一个时间就是。
The moment the earthquake struck, Tzu Chi was the first to care about Dongshi. We need to thank them for giving us a lot of warmth and care.
给我们东市很多的温暖跟关怀。
As a teacher, Chen Lianmao knew that the Tzu Chi Teachers Association came up with courses to address the situation as she took her daughter to participate.
The Tzu Chi group is very positive, especially in education. I believe that children can learn a lot.
20 years later, the daughter has grown so beautifully. Mother and daughter have been reunited in Taichung.
At that time, I was too young and I didn't even know it was an earthquake. Then I saw everyone sitting in the road and separation island of the road. I want to say what happened.
I got the first roll of hot noodles after the earthquake was from Tzu Chi volunteers who come to cook.
The memory of the disaster includes the efforts of everyone to rebuild together.
My impression is that many people came together to Dongshi to put in the bricks and rebuild.
Being able to live together safely was their greatest blessing. On January 8, 2000, 4 months after 9/21, the Director General of the Northern Teachers Association, Chen Naiyu, took several members of their group for a visit in a hired car.
I clearly asked Master Zheng Yan what she wanted me to do. She responded with one sentence, saying go and care for teachers, parents, and students.
In the first tour for Tzu Chi Teachers Association, they went to Zhusan Elementary School.
Principal Chen Qingshui was at the front gate to receive us. The first thing I said was, we are really here. Principal Chen was a little skeptical because we are so far away and asked if we were really here.
This is our visit to Zhusan Elementary School. Then, Brother Naiyu took us north. A round trip to Zhusan and back took 6 hours in a car.
The Teachers Association divided the 51 schools built by Tzu Chi into 10 areas. The Northern Teachers Association was responsible for 6 areas. The Central Region was responsible for 3, and the South was responsible for 1. At that time, the fastest way to visit the 9/21 disaster area was to take the Zhongshan Expressway, which would take 6 hours from Taipei. Volunteers in the north had to start from Taipei at 3 in the morning and visit 3 schools.
For example, if we go to the Dongshi Elementary and finish at noon, we would have a lunchbox aboard the bus and eat. And then we would arrive at Xingshe Elementary and immediately go to class. At 5 p.m., we would finish and get on the bus and prepare the next lessons before returning home at about 9 or 10 p.m. When they knew that we were doing this, they were really touched.
One key point is to let the children regain their laughter and bring laughs and smiles back to the campus.
While love and laughter was the main purpose of the Teachers Association, they also wanted to undertake moral education.
Using moral education to drive correct learning and growth. For example, being filial and graceful to parents, we would also have parents-child events.
These teachers will know how to drive us to be grateful and not stick on why this disaster happened in Dongshi.
As the disaster fades into history and the children have grown up, the initial shocks that inspired great love 20 years ago is still in their thoughts.
That was probably our mission. Those who are blessed can go into this disaster area.
We are grateful to those in the north to have such compassion and cultivate these seeds here, which are now germinating.
We had a lot of things to do, and this led many people to do this together.
Many won't forget that fateful year that the power of love and compassion has overcome this tragedy and has stayed with many.
Next, we take you to the United Nations Climate Action Summit in New York City. Different organizations have put forward action strategies that concern global warming.
The United Nations Climate Action Summit was held in parallel with Climate Week in New York. More than 200 events about slowing down global warming and raising awareness of climate change were held in New York City. An activity called Listening to the Earth emphasizes a moment of meditation and talk to the earth with our heart.
So my name is Charlotte, and I'm here to share a movement called Listening to the Earth, which is inviting people from all around the world to join these kind of events like the Climate Summit in spirit through a moment of meditation and connection to the earth.
Conservation International has made VR films of marine life, allowing the audience to experience the crisis of marine life directly.
One of our VR films takes place in Raja Ampat, West Papua, and it takes viewers underwater, told by a former fisherman, now conservation scientist, that works with us at Conservation National, and really reconnecting with the ancestral sort of connection that they've had with their ocean. Amazing. You see whale sharks, manta rays, and it's just teeming with marine life.
It was incredible. I've never done a virtual reality movie before. Having the headset on and feeling like you're actually there and looking down and looking up, like seeing the light above you and seeing the fish swim by you.
Our hope is that when people watch a movie, they feel inspired and really empowered to take action.
Climate Week is that we're building up the energy, the momentum, the motivation, but also the awareness that this crisis is something we can act upon together and resolve and even grow from collectively.
From science to humanities, people from all walks of life came to New York to exchange innovation ideas. New York Climate Week has enhanced the responsibility of people to our planet.
The Malaysian government has established a Social Welfare Bureau in 1946. In our report, we will take a look at how one Malaysian organization provides job training and work opportunities for the physically challenged.
Physically challenged people are the largest group of minority in the world. Since the Malaysian government implements social welfare policies in 1990, they start to draw attention in the society. As the 2008 Physically Challenged Individuals Act has been enacted, physically challenged people can apply for disability ID cards and enjoy their privileges. Up till the end of 2018, about 510,000 people in the Malaysian population of 32,400,000 people have registered as physically challenged people. Nevertheless, government's welfare policies tend to provide cash subsidies. Some physically challenged individuals need to seek social welfare assistance from charity organizations.
As physical therapists, we design short-term physical therapy plans for them according to their living environment, so they can get up, sit up, brush their teeth and wash their faces. They can solve their physical needs. In the long term, we need to help him get back to society, pay back to society, so they can also contribute to society. We also need to take care of the families of the physically challenged people. They also need love, care, and encouragement.
Eden Service Center for the Physically Challenged has been established in Penang for 28 years, serving physically challenged individuals. Eden not only provides all kinds of training and services, it also provides job opportunities so they can be incorporated into society.
We have a training department that provides training. After the person undergoes training, we will assign him to different department. There are some young people who are suitable for handicraft work. They are talented, and we will allow them to work in our handicraft department. In the early days, Eden had a computer class. It trained a group of physically challenged individuals so they can work in the computer business. They may key in billing accounts and attain the working abilities.
45-year-old Derek Chia became paralyzed from the waist down due to an accident 10 years ago. Then he joined Eden's job training and improved his life.
Before coming to Eden, I isolated myself for a period of time, for about a year or more than a year. After coming here, I saw many physically challenged friends are very optimistic. They are brave enough to go amongst the public. I gradually learned about courage, optimism, and independence from them.
Physically challenged individuals do not need pity, but opportunities to live normally. Only when the governments and NGO, as well as the communities work together, can we provide a more loving society for the physically challenged individuals.
Let's meet two Tzu Chi volunteers in Better World Penang who have overcome many obstacles and proved that physical challenges cannot stop them from giving of themselves.
I started wearing it when I was 7 years old. Without the support of the brace, I could not walk since my right leg does not have strength. I'm going to conduct home visits. I need to pay attention to the steering wheel and the brake. This car was altered more than 10 years ago.
Sim Li Che and Wing Phak Hua are Tzu Chi volunteers in Butterworth, Penang. After dedicating themselves to Tzu Chi for more than 10 years, both of them see home visits as their responsibilities. Having witnessed other people's suffering through home visit, Sim Li Che and Hing Phak Hua have learned to cherish their own blessings.
Sometimes I think about my own suffering, but my suffering is nothing like theirs. Therefore, I think I'm quite lucky. Although I suffer from mobility issues, at least I don't have to rely on other people to care for me.
When I encounter some setbacks, I will quickly come to my senses. I won't have too much frivolous thoughts because I know the care recipients need me. They need my companionship.
Sim Li Che is a polio sufferer and has joined the ranks of Tzu Chi volunteers since 1994. She carries out charity mission, broadening the depth and breadth of her life. In 2005, Sim Li Che invited her close friend, Hing Phak Hua, to join Tzu Chi. They both contribute to society.
Since I can accompany them, I do my best to accompany them. I help them walk out of their shadows.
Tzu Moi's husband is a Tzu Chi care recipient who passed away due to colon cancer in 2015. Sim Li Che and Hing Phak Hua continue to care for his family and encourage Tzu Moi to serve the public.
Although they have mobility issues and despite the heat or raining days, they always come to care for us. We are healthy and should learn to give of ourselves.
Sim Li Che and Hing Phak Hua work hard to change people's stereotypical impression of the physically challenged people.
I often feel that if I have the ability, I want to be a giver. I want to help more people in need.
We should take care of our health. With a healthy body, we can give of ourselves.
The teachers and students from two Malaysian schools in Kelantan visited Tzu Chi Recycling and Education Station to learn how to do recycling.
45 teachers and students from two Malaysian schools in Kelantan came to Tzu Chi Recycling and Education Station for outdoor teaching.
This is a good course because it awakens the students and teachers to know recycling can save the earth. Students also learn what is recycling. We will bring this information back to school.
Under the guidance of volunteers, the kids have learned the sorting of recyclables and understand the importance of slowing down global warming. They wanted to be environmental ambassadors to promote environmental awareness at school.
To expose to them, okay, what is their role, make sure that our earth is in a safe environment, no pollution, and this is going to be one of the best effort, okay, for the peoples here to educate, okay, people outside, okay, how important the 5R is.
Environmental protection must be done by everyone. Changing everyone's living habits is the fundamental way to protect the earth.
In today's medical piece, we get to know this chronic disease, benign prostatic hyperplasia, that many middle to old age men may have, and some solutions for prevention.
Men with a few years under their belt often find difficulty in urinating or urgency in urination. Why is that?
Dribbling out urine or urgency to urinate are symptoms of an enlarged prostate. Many feel that this is the fate of middle-aged to old-aged men, which they can't escape from.
If it's not something men can escape from, let's find out more about this disease. Symptoms of benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, or enlarged prostate includes frequent urination, urgency to urinate, getting up frequently at night to urinate, difficulty in starting urination, a weak or slow urinary stream, or a feeling of incomplete bladder emptying.
If you notice any of these symptoms, you should get a professional diagnosis by a urologist. This way we can help you solve the problem.
As male hormones change due to age, the prostate cells multiply and becomes enlarged. The symptoms will become more severe as they get older. However, 90% of patients experience good results with advanced medication.
90% of patients isn't bad, but this means 10% of patients might need surgery.
When the medication isn't working like it's supposed to, or the condition is affecting the bladder and liver functions, to even patients unable to withstand the medication side effects, then surgery is an option.
Like bladder stones, under normal circumstances, one can just pee it out. But if today we're unable to pee it out, it means the opening to the bladder is blocked. This is a symptom of an enlarged prostate, so that means surgery as well.
If the patient doesn't want to have surgery nor rely on medication for life, prevention can be done by changing one's lifestyle, such as not consuming items known to be diuretic. Since an enlarged prostate is a chronic disease, maintaining exercise and healthy weight and regular bowel movements are also important.
You can eat food with fiber and antioxidants, which prevents deterioration. Foods with zinc can help protect the prostate because the prostate is an organ that accumulates zinc. So pumpkin seeds and foods with lycopene, like tomatoes, help support prostate health.
Doctors mention with early detection of an enlarged prostate, early treatment is a must, as it prevents deterioration of function and possible surgery. As Taiwan is an aging society, this type of chronic disease is very normal. It's best not to ignore the symptoms, as it might just affect one's quality of life later on.
Malacca suffer from torrential rain, and Tzu Chi volunteers send timely help to the affected residents. We'll leave you with these images, and thank you for joining us. Goodbye.